Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Signature Levitt Music and Arts Camp. This is Eric Rollin with Use Your Ears, Program Director, and we had the opportunity of collaborating with the wonderful Sierra Leone and Lee Crocs. And right now, that was Melina, the dance instructor, and that's John and LeBray and Lepre and some of the other students. And basically, this is held at the Levitt Music Pavilion, located in Dayton. And it is done in a 1 week stretch where they go from Monday to Saturday, and all of the youth write their songs or write their poems, and then they present them on Saturday, and they open up for a touring national or an international band. It is a wonderful experience that the youth get to have. Sierra and Lee do an excellent job at making sure that the youth are engaged. They set the environment, they set the tone, and make sure that they know what they're getting into, and know that it's going to be a professional show, and they push them to be their best versions of themselves while they're up there on stage doing what they enjoy doing. All of these youth have musical experience. They are either in choir or band or something like that, and they are also handpicked. They are selected. They have to apply for this music camp, and then their applications are reviewed, and then they are selected for the camp. There is Colleen Downs. She is one of the instructors that I got to work with, an amazing instructor. She plays guitar, and she runs the Yellow Springs open mic in Peaches. She is a wonderful person. I love her hair, by the way. And she was just great at giving them, the positive reinforcement that they need, and even the constructive criticism that they needed to make sure that they did a good job. And also they kept the environment fun, and kept it light, and it wasn't like, strict, and she was just so much fun to work with, and a very easy instructor to support, so I appreciate that. Love you, Colleen. And this is Seagull, the other videographer that's filming them, and they were doing an interview for the documentary. And this is the amazing Barbara Font. She did a poetry workshop for them for the week. That is Billy. She came in and helped them with their projection and intonation and their confidence and their singing, and making sure they were singing from their diaphragm, and just talking to them about performance, and making sure that they knew the ins and outs of singing from where they needed to sing. Again, these youth had such a great time. John loved playing every single instrument. He's eyeing the piano right there. She nailed it on the guitar. That young man picked up the bass and learned it in about 4 days and played it for the show, so that was dope. They also had a string section, so that was incredible. Love string sections. And they learned this music, again, they learned it in a week. They wrote it and learned it in a week. Original music, wrote it and learned it in a week, collectively, during the camp. And the camp runs from about 9:30 to 2 p.m. And they take this time and they learn it. So it was really cool. Right now they are basically presenting to Nate and Sierra, because the show, I believe, is later later today, on this day. Again, this camp was set up in such a unique way. They have performing arts. Basically, there's someone that comes in from a theater that teaches them about performance and just presentation. They have a percussion section or percussion workshop, basically, where any youth that play percussion, Chris, the percussion instructor, he teaches them about percussion. This year he brought in the steel drums, and taught them about steer drums and all that good stuff. And that's me actually participating. That's why the camera's jumping around and everything, because I'm sitting in for Karan right now because he was not available. But yeah, music and arts camp. Signature Levitt. Music and arts camp. This part was really cool because they got to learn how to, project, present, and kind of learn a little bit about the performing aspect. I forget the name of the teacher there, but he was like extra. He was awesome. Like it was the energy that they needed, the energy that needed to come across, so that way they could make it happen. They ran this, I would say, probably about 7 to 10 times, which was really, really cool. So hats off to the theater, the performance theater instructors that came in and showed them how to do the daggone thing. Shout out to the Levitt Pavilion in Dayton for hosting this summer camp. This summer camp is an amazing summer camp. I think they've been doing it for about 6 or 7 years now. So yeah, it's been going really, really well. And that is Sierra and Nate and their son there. And this is right before the show, where we are about to basically, say go team go, and gonna make it happen. We worked really hard on the show for the entire week. These youth dedicated, their entire mornings and afternoons all week for this camp, worked on the music really, really hard. And Sierra, she was just so excited about it this year. I mean, it went really, really well. One of the best music camps and just summer camps that I have had the pleasure to be a part of, since teaching. So I'm incredibly grateful for them and the level of intent and the attention to detail that they have with the camp. It's a beautiful thing. It comes across well, and they do an excellent job at communicating their expectations, and then they do an excellent job at pushing the youth as well. Like, they really, really push these youth to be their better selves or be a greater version of themselves. And I can honestly say that every single time that they have this camp, and it's been the last 2 years for me, but each time I see these youth become better youth when on the other end, from the Monday to the Saturday, their confidence is better. The way they communicate with each other, the level of respect that they have for each other as artists. And then they were asking us questions. They were so engaged and asking us questions and like what we thought and what direction to go and things like that. I mean, I have done a lot of teaching all over Columbus and all over my community. And I'm going to be completely honest, sometimes it is rare that the youth are as engaged that they need to be, to get where they want to go. Like, these youth were all about the camp. They were all about the music. They were all about writing it, like making it happen. They were not slacking. They took it very seriously, very, very seriously. And, it's a page that I can take, from Sierra and Nate, and put in my book, and really, it's a hat goes off to them for creating the environment where the youth are so engaged. As you can see, I mean, the way that they are playing this music, the intent, you can tell on their faces, they're taking this music seriously. I mean, this was one of the most beautiful songs that they wrote. They wrote this song so freaking fast. It was unbelievable. They wrote this song in it must have been like, I'd say 60, 90 minutes it probably took them. They might have worked on it when they went home, but all I know is I left on Monday and I came back on Wednesday and it was done. It was done. It was ready to go. They was ready to practice. There was a couple tweaks. I gave them a couple ideas, but it was ready to go. So hats off to them. But yeah, as you can see, they're having a great time. They're having fun. And this is just the beginning. I'm sure we're going to be seeing, a lot of these youth out here doing their things when they get older. So, yep. And signing off.